Doug Lowe, and today I want to talk to you about the F word. Not really, but I do want to talk to you about another curse word. It's not 4 letters, but it's 3. C-R-A. Doesn't that give you the same kind of uncomfortable feeling than just as the F word does? And if you're an American, then IRS is the same thing. Tax. Why is it that because the leadership of our country for decades and decades has managed our finances so poorly, we as people have to be taxed through the roof in order to take care of their brutal management? Well, there's a problem. And the problem is that when a government reaches a challenge or when they get into trouble, their answer is to grow, to get bigger, to put in more legislation, to make new laws, to grow another government agency, to develop another department of the government to handle something. They just grow and grow and grow, and that's their answer. Well, that is not the answer. And today in Canada, we have a total of about $1.2 trillion in debt. That is all the provincial debt and the federal debt together. Well, just during the making of this video, we will accumulate another $200,000 in debt. Well, the reason the government needs our money in taxes is because they do not know how to manage things. And that is a very, very significant problem. They need the courage to make changes and to stop having us in debt to private banksters. I'm going to be talking a lot about private banksters because that is the problem. The interest we pay doesn't even stay within our country. It goes to international private banksters. Do I need to say that again? Okay, taxes. There's a difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance. It's very important that you understand that. Tax evasion is using illegal means to pay less in tax. That will end you up in jail, and I for one, do not want to spend time in jail. Tax avoidance is the responsibility of every Canadian to use every legal means possible to pay as little tax as you can responsibly pay. So I have tried many different methods of tax avoidance. Now, if this is the box right here, and there's like RSPs and things like that in the box, I usually like to step outside of that box because I don't. That just doesn't work for me. I don't like being confined there. So I've tried many different tax shelters. I've tried many different strategies. Some of them have created a lot of headache, and it's made my head hurt because of the explanations and the answers I need to give to CRA, and that's created a headache. So what I want to talk to you about just really briefly are some basic ideas that can be used to pay less tax. Things that are maybe just on the outer edges of the box, but not going to land you in hot water. The first one is converting your mortgage into being a tax deduction. Now in Canada, you have to be a little bit smart in how you do this in order to make that work, and that's something that we'll have to talk about more later, but it's called the Smithman maneuver if you Google that. The next thing is using charities. The government is so kind that they will deduct the gifts that we give to charities and deduct that from our income. Not only is it important to give back and make a difference, but when you get a tax deduction based on that, that's a bonus. The last one that I want to touch on that is, again, a secret of the wealthy is how to use a small business. When you're an employee, you have your income tax deducted from your pay before you receive it. So the government gets paid before you do. When you live your life as a business, you get to spend your money and maximize deductions before the government sees their portion. Do you see the difference? Rather than paying them first and then living, you pay yourself first and have all of your deductions, and then you pay them with what's left over. So the secret of the wealthy is to live your life as a business. When you do that, which I'm going to cover in another video, when you do that, you structure yourself properly, you can minimize your income taxes significantly. And I tell you, that is just, for me, that is very exciting and a very important secret of the wealthy. In fact, in mid-1970s, when Nelson Rockefeller, he was vice president of the United States at that time. Again, remember the name Rockefeller. That is a very, very wealthy family that I don't like to use many of their strategies because they're, anyhow, we're going to leave it at that. Nelson Rockefeller was asked about how high his income was, and it was in the multi-million of dollars. Well, the next question was, Mr. Rockefeller, how much did you pay in income tax? What do you think his answer was? 0. As vice president, he didn't pay anything in income tax because he was structured properly, because he lived his life as a business. That is very important. and that is tax avoidance, which is not illegal, which is our responsibility as a Canadian. Thank you so much for watching. I encourage you now to go to www.freedomps.ca, where you can join the Freedom Fighter Network. Here you will get weekly articles and videos encouraging you on your road to freedom, not only in your wallet, but also in your whole life. As well, you'll be able to download a copy of 5 key steps to abundant financial freedom. This is a free chapter from my up-and-coming book. Very excited, so take care and God bless.